to tell you that some of Philip Seymour Hoffman's biggest fans were his fellow actors, and a lot of Hollywood's famous names are mourning his death tonight. This statement is just released from Tom Hanks. He said, "This is a horrible day for those who worked with Philip. He was a giant talent. Our hearts are open for his family." Alec Baldwin also shared his thoughts. He said, "I worked on 2 films with Philip Hoffman. He was a consummate stage and film actor and a true gentleman." Philip Seymour Hoffman had roles in some of the biggest movies in the past years, including The Hunger Games and Moneyball. His loss will be felt from Broadway all the way to Hollywood. And Bradley Jacobs is a senior editor at Us Weekly, and he joins us. Now let's talk about the characters that he played. He was a character actor. We were talking in the break about this. He didn't have a name, you know, like a Brad Pitt or even like an Alec Baldwin, whatever, where you immediately, many people immediately recognize his face, but then when you see him, you go, "Oh, that guy, oh my gosh, he was great." And you look at the list of movies he was in.
Right. Well, Phil just disappeared into his roles.
Right.
That's what he loved most, was to delve into a role. He talked about how sometimes for 4 or 5 weeks, he didn't even want to talk to people when he was shooting because he just wanted to immerse himself. And you think of the roles that you know him best for. Magnolia, Scent of a Woman, Capote. He played so many different types of guys. He played a frat boy in The Talented Mr. Ripley. He played Truman Capote, a gay author, in Capote. He played, you know, in the Hunger Games or in Catching Fire. He's, you know,
Moneyball,
a bad guy who
Charlie
becomes
Wilson's
a good guy.
War, yeah.
I mean, all over the place. That is the definition of a character actor. It was sort of... he won that Oscar in spite of the fact that he just wanted to be a small actor. And we also saw him a lot here in New York. I saw him do Death of a Salesman.
Right.
He was nominated for 3 different Tonys. You know, he was really into being something deep.
And we were talking about how, you know, he was so down to earth and whatever. And he was. People would spot him around New York, but that's kind of a New York thing. Like this morning I ran into a famous actor in the deli on the corner. Last week at brunch I saw a very famous actor. Usually New York City doesn't allow you to be that way. That's kind of an LA thing. But he was even more down to earth than most, riding his bicycle
Even
around.
more than most.
Yeah.
I mean, he would wear a baseball cap. He really didn't want to be seen. He would ride his bike around the West Village, pick up his kid at the local school, you know, be seen walking down the street, and, you know, myself and others walk by and just ignore them like they're just doing their thing.
I would imagine, though, that was part of his thing, that he did not want to become disconnected from people as a character actor, and that's why he lived among people and was as normal as possible and didn't do the whole Hollywood thing. Yeah.
I mean, look at him. He never dropped that weight.
Right.
He never combed his hair. He didn't really want to get all buffed up and go to Hollywood. You know, did he? Never. He didn't see one big leading man role. He never, I mean, he was in, I think, 1 comedy, Along Came Polly, this entire 22-year career. He basically wanted to remain small.
How do you think he's going to be remembered, his career? Because, again, as I said, you look at the movies. Sin of a Woman, Twister, Boogie Nights, Magnolia, The Talented Mr. Ripley, Empire Falls, Mission Impossible 3, Moneyball. I mean, and that's just a few of the pictures. So what do you think he's going to be remembered?
He's as varied as can be. I mean, that's the definition of a versatile actor. For him to be able to handle all those movies, blockbusters, dramas, you know, playing a gay guy, playing a frat boy. He just was all over the map and very comfortable playing all those types.
You work for Us Weekly. What's the deal now with Hunger Games 3, because he was shooting that in Atlanta, and now it's not supposed to be released till 2015.
Yes, well, there's 2 more movies. There's 2 parts of Mockingjay, and apparently he's filmed almost everything, but just a little bit, a few days left. And apparently it's not really going to change the release date. I think that the studio will be able to figure that out.
Bradley Jacobs, thank you very much. We appreciate you joining us here on a Sunday night. You know,